All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and never left the flock astray, and continue to teach those that are spread throughout the four corners of this earth. Salutations to you, Akim, as well. They do it in like manner. We wake up the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this earth, spreading and filling the good news in the hearts of the men who are going to be called back to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Shalom. It's the brother Tawabash from Great Millstone Northwest, and this is a third part to a multiple part series, just getting in on the scattered. I don't do no fancy videos, and I don't have a lot of technology. I grew up in an era where I didn't really have technology. I never really liked computers. I got my first laptop when I came in this truth, and I got my first smartphone just years earlier. And that's actually how I found the truth, watching YouTube. And I wouldn't have got a smartphone, man. It was a weird reason why I got the smartphone, but it brought me, salvation, man, Lord willing. And it will do that throughout the four corners of this earth. And that's what this lesson is about. This word is spread throughout the four winds, man, via the unicorn, via the internet does the heavy lifting for us. We don't have to travel here, travel there. We travel with these epistles. We're sending letters. And to those that believe, those that are Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, so-called, who are the chosen people of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, which the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Their true names are Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh and Yahushai. Yahweh being He is in the Hebrew, the creator of all things. Yahushai being He, deliverer, in the Hebrew, which is the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus, is Yahushai our Lord, man, who Yahweh sent to share this good news with us, in His image. And he did it perfectly, man. This truth is such a gift, man. It's such a gift. It brings understanding to hardship, and that's something we should all be grateful for. But hey, man, this lesson is for those that are scattered abroad, those that are from the other nations, that look like Arabs, that look like Africans, that look like Aborigines, that look like Tongans, that look like Asians, that look like this or that. That could be Israelites through their father's bloodline going back thousands of years, right? And His sheep hear His voice. Don't matter where you are or what you look like. It's about what's up in here. Yeah, it's about your bloodline and about your spirit. So here's just a little insight to that. This is James. Even the disciples were going forth and ministering unto the scattered at that time. This is James 1:1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahushai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. Bam. That right there, right? To the Israelites that are scattered abroad. Cornelius was an Israelite that was scattered abroad. And he was brought back to the truth through the good news of the spreading of the gospel. Exactly what we're doing right now, right? But he was a man of an Italian band. It doesn't say that he looked Italian. He could have looked like Wesley Snipes and just been an Italian soldier. Just like you got mostly Jakes in the American military. The U.S. military is filled with Jake. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminoles. That's their best fighters, their best warriors. They've always had to use us to win wars. Do your research. Name one war that they didn't have to use us to win on this planet. I mean, on this continent, as they call it, on this land, Azareth. All right, so this is going out to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. And Peter says pretty much the same thing. 1 Peter 1:1. An apostle of Yahushua Mashiach to the strangers scattered through Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. Right? That's what's up. So, hey, man, we've been scattered throughout all of the other nations. So we're going to look like all the other nations. But Israel will come out of all those other nations. But their blood is going to be of Israel. You know, that's a hard thing for these Christians to understand. You know, they're not spiritual. They can't see it. This is Revelation 7 and 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. These are the ones that are going to be delivered and sealed. This is talking about hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees. I'm going to read verse 3 too. Revelation 7:3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of Yahweh in their foreheads. So destruction can't come to America. Babylon the Great, right? Spiritually, Sodom in Egypt. Destruction cannot come here for their transgressions against Israel until these 12,000 from each tribe be sealed. Verse 5. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. That's a tongue twister. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000, which is Ephraim. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's your holy elect. Out of all those nations, we're going to be sealed. 12,000 from each tribe, Lord willing, we're a part of that number. And Revelation 7:9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number. Right? This is the 1/3. Of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palms in their hands. And cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. That's it. So that 1/3 that is going to be the strangers, right? Because remember, we had to have a falling off first. We had to be scattered first to be called back. And this is talking about that 1/3 that this is talking about. People of all tongues, kindreds. This is the whole lesson I've been giving, man. The Lord's been giving. Salakia. This is the lesson the Lord's been giving us right now. It's what he gave me the power to be saying this whole time in his first 2 videos before this one. Or the 3 videos before this one. Is that they're going to be coming from every nation, speaking every different tongue. Right? Let's grab Acts 2 and 5. This will solidify that. This is Acts 2 and 5. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. How is that possible? Because we've been scattered and spread abroad. And that's where the Lord's going to deliver us out of. Right? That's why it says Jews, devout men. Only the nation of Israel is going to be devout. That's why when you get into Cornelius, the scriptures that show the proof that Cornelius is an Israelite is because Edom, the wicked cannot, it is not in them to do good. Right? They cannot do good. And all these other nations are wicked. starting with Esau, Edom, the most wicked, the physical counterpart of Satan, right? That call themselves by our name, but are the synagogue of Satan, man. All right? Because Yahushua was, let's see if I can find that. Here, you know, you can't, right here, you can't dispute this. Matthew 10:6, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? It said not to go into the way of the Samaritans, or not to go to these other nations, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And those lost sheep of the house of Israel are all of those other nations, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven, through bloodline. We've been put under subjection and derision and slavery from all of these other nations. But you had to have men to produce slaves because you didn't want to enslave your own. So you kept a bloodline going for good slaves. And you made your own bloodline house niggas. Them tears. But anyway, this is verse 6. Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. But they were speaking the truth of the gospel. And that's why you have Trinidad putting out lessons on their language. You have Italian doing it in a brother in Italy doing it in Italian. You have brothers in Mexico and South America doing it in Espanol. You have Portuguese brothers down in South America teaching this truth in Portuguese, right? So this is coming into fruition, man. I don't know how people can't see this, right? Verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are these not these which speak Galileans? How is it that all these Jews are speaking all these languages, but they look like Jake? They couldn't believe it. But it's going to be the opposite in this time, right? And how here we, every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born, Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in the Mesopotamia and in Judea and in Cappadocia and in Pontus and in Asia, and it goes through all these other ones, man. And so they thought they thought that they were full of wine, like that they had other doctrines and they were like, going off. But it wasn't that, man. It's that power of Yahweh gathering the elect back, man. Gathering the elect out of the four corners of this planet, out of every nation under the sun. As we just read in Revelation, in Peter, in James 1:1, in Acts 2:5, right? So yeah, man, I got one more part to this lesson. And like I said, Lord willing, this is edifying, man. Hey, Israel, whether you look like Wesley Snipes or not, man, don't trip. You're going to be delivered out of where you at. Just keep the faith and hold strong. Show your works. Show your faith by your works. And, and pray that you be one of his elect. Because many are called, but few are chosen. Let's go, champ. Shalom.